Instagram is the new way to market any coaching, consulting, and agency product, info product. If you're not using Instagram and leveraging that, you're going to be left behind. 2026, everything is changing. And the time to get on this is right now because people are jumping on this. So you better not be left behind in this. Look at this 17 new customers. This is how you get high ticket buyers just paying you high ticket. And for us, we work on a performance base. So we do first half right there, right off the bat. And then we do another performance base once we help our clients hit 50K. So that's why you see those payments right there. This is our school account and Stripe. And again, we leverage Instagram by turning all these followers, every single one of these followers following from our ad that I'm going to give to you right now, all of them, all of these followers coming in, and we turn those into high ticket buyers every single day. How do we do this? Well, like I said, I'm giving you the entire program that our clients pay thousands of dollars, 10K, for this information right here. As you can see, this is our inner circle right there. This is the top of funnel lead generation. So I'm gonna break it all down. I'm gonna give it to you literally for free so that you can go implement it, go make some money, because I believe in the law of reciprocity that when you do, you're gonna wanna come back and scale that even further. So let's go ahead and do it right now. Again, this is the same that has allowed people like Eric, who did 6K in 6 days. While doing this same ad literally produced 139 messages for only $20 a day. That's unheard of. $5.88 of high ticket ICP buyers. One of our clients did 26K as well. One of our clients did 5K right here with this implemented. This is what our clients are texting us: paid in full, paid in full. Same one that we used to leverage, and we did 50K in 50 days. Eric right here did 35K in just 47 days using this strategy, and it goes on and on, right? We got more people right there, but I won't bore you with all of these right here. Six-figure barber who's also coaching other barbers to make 6 figures in the online space. Well, let's dive right into it. The IG acquisition funnel. Why is this so important? Because if you're still leveraging VSLs and you're running ads to VSLs, a book rate is about anywhere between $200 and $300 right now with a 50% show rate. So that means that essentially you're paying between $400 to $500, sometimes even $600 for an unqualified person to show up. And because of that, your business is so dependent on this ad that is not working well. And if it doesn't work well, then you have inconsistent revenue, right? You're making maybe one day 11K, one day 17, one day 21, but you can't hit that consistent 50K, 60, 70, 80, 100 that you want, which is why you got into business, to create leverage. So how do you eliminate this? Well, you don't have a leads problem. You have a systems problem, because when you implement the right system to generate leads, it's inevitable. It's impossible not to generate leads. That's how the system works. So let's break it all down. What we do, you probably maybe have heard of it, but you not have heard of it and optimize the way that we're going to explain to you. I'm going to explain this to you right now. Is we run a follower ad at the very top, which is what we use to get attention into our Instagram IG profile, right? I'm going to break down the entire system, right? So everything that you need in order to scale your ads and literally launch them. So you can literally launch it right now as soon as we get done with this training. I'm going to break it down step by step, but essentially what you do is you're going to run a follower ad at the very top. This follower ad can be in the form of a video, a carousel, or story ads. We implement all three. But my recommendation is that you start with the video one, because the video one is the most effective to get the attention that you're looking for. We funnel this follower ad, and I'm going to break it down exactly how to actually script it, but it's something along the lines of me calling out my ICP, not by doing it the old way of, hey, are you an online coach in the space looking to hit 10K or 20K? Like, what? That doesn't work. That does not work. That's the old way. That used to work. Please do not boost any of your posts also. The way to do it now is by leveraging a pain that that person is feeling and experiencing, such as the problem with your info business is not lead generation. You got to 21K without a system, but now have not created leverage. Boom. See, that's speaking to you. You probably did get to 21K or to 11K, but you have no system and you have no leverage in your business. So when I use that as my hook, I captivate your attention with these follower ads. Instagram. We run them to an Instagram profile. This must be optimized, fully optimized. And I'm going to share with you exactly how that works. This is how literally like Noah grew to over like 5K followers in just a matter of a couple of weeks/months. But it works. How do we do this? You funnel them to your Instagram profile right here. From there, you're going to nurture them. See, everybody teaches you how to run the follower ad at the top, and you get the attention for just cents. People come in to check out your profile. You should get people who are checking out your profile for just literally cents. And I'm going to break down the exact metrics of it, but they don't teach you the middle of funnel, which is literally the converting mechanism. For us, what we do is we leverage 80% of our sales coming from our marketing and only 20% coming from our sales. How do we do this? Well, because our middle of funnel is so optimized. How so? You get a follower ad, You get the attention, which I'm going to help you launch right now step by step, but then you use your short form reels right here. You need to have short form reels, micro niche reels. You probably have come to this YouTube video because you saw one of my reels and you're like, I want more of that. I want more information. I know that Joe has the information that will get me to the next level. What else do we leverage? IG stories. These must be going out every single day. And then our long form content, which is our YouTube assets, which you're getting all this value away for free. Because again, if I can literally give you all the value, give you the information, I have no problem selling the implementation. Because many people like yourself, you might be like, man, how do I actually do this? Like, how do I actually just like implement it and cut back the time that it's going to take me to do all these steps? Just book a call below. We'll see if you're even qualified to be able to help you out with this. But if not, go ahead and just implement it yourself. What happens then? You get a qualified lead, an ICP follow, right? And again, all of this is all systemized on our end, but let me give you the exact play on how you would actually do this, right? You would literally take on your story sequences. It's what we do every single day to maximize that middle funnel. Story sequences, short form reels, once per day, just one reel a day. And that's because we have an entire team. You could even do 3 reels per week. Honestly, it works because you're creating micro niche reels that is only attracting your ICP. Long form content, post once or twice per week. High value content like the one that you're watching right now. Client interviews, which is bi-weekly. Those are testimonials. And of course, we have Kingdom events where we actually host live events for all of our clients. So that's how we maximize on that middle of funnel right there. What happens? You get a qualified lead. That qualified lead, when they come and check out your Instagram profile, which hundreds and thousands of people do for under 40 cents, I'm getting hundreds of people to check out my profile. Even if they don't follow me, I begin to retarget them because we can create an entire retargeting campaign on Facebook ads so that every person that has ever checked out my profile, and of course they're only checking it out because my follower ad is calling my ICP out. It's calling them into that next level, into that next stage. So just because they didn't follow me does not mean that they're not going to get retargeted. So they come into an ecosystem and they come in here and they can't escape. We got retargeting ads, we got YouTube assets, we got IG story sequences, we got reels. Like they're just boom, 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 being bombarded everywhere with so much value and content that it makes it inevitable if anybody's in the right state of mind to want to get on a call and see how we can actually help them. So that's what you need to maximize right there, your middle of funnel. And I'm going to really just cover this top part for the most part, but I'm going to just share with you what else that we do for our warm outbound and hot outbound. Hot outbound would be anybody coming in from those ICP follows, as well as our DM ads that we run. Retargeting ads, we run DM ads. That's where we actually start running people into even a VSL because they're being retargeted. If you run people straight to a VSL off of cold outreach or a cold ad, your cost per call is going to be insane. But when I only invest a smaller chunk of that portion into retargeting ads, then I could provide a VSL. Why? Because they've already come to my profile. They've already been nurtured by my short form content, my reels, my stories, my long form content. So now when I present a VSL in front of them, they actually have what we want to establish, which is trust. The number one thing missing in the info space. You may be thinking, all right, well, this sounds way over my head. It's really not. It's really not. Short form content, IG stories, long form content, then make an offer. Only ask for something. And when you've already given like 10 pieces, that's a rule, at least 10 pieces of value. How? Every time they come into a story sequence, a short form reel, or a long form content, which it is said that they need to spend at least 7 hours. This is a study shows 7 hours with you before they can actually purchase a high ticket program with you, or 100 touch points, which every one of our story sequences where all we're doing is providing a whole bunch of client testimonials like this one, like how he literally, they scale to 30K, scale 30K, scale to 10K. Like I'm providing a whole bunch of client testimonials, right, of my clients and of what we're doing, but more than anything, our clients, to show that we have the best results in the market. Why do we do this? Well, because when we do that, that makes it inevitable for them to come down the funnel, book a call, get into an offer. Now, warm outbound. I won't get into this. I have another video for that. But for our warm outbound, we actually systemize all of this. We send out hundreds of DMs on autopilot week after week with pre-nurtured, ready to buy clients because we leverage our competitors' ad spend. If you haven't watched that video, even just DM me the word ad competitors, and I'm going to send you a free training on how we leverage hundreds and thousands of ad competitors' ad spend, and we literally start DMing them and they become warm, and we have so many amazing conversations, but I'm not going to get into that. What we start is a conversation. Once we get into a conversation, our email sequences start going. We provide a lead magnet, right? Now we can give them a VSL. Now we could give them, for us, our lead magnets are really our YouTube content, because when I give you something for free without asking anything in return, you by nature are feeling like, man, like this guy actually just wants to help me. And I do. I truly do. I love what I do. I love helping people. I love serving people because I believe that that's what the Lord Jesus Christ has called us to do, to serve people. We get onto a sales call. make an offer, boom, so forth. But I'm not going to break all of this down. I'm going to focus on this top right here so that you can leave with this right now and actually go and implement it, not just have another video with no implementation, but rather implement it. Again, just the scaling system overview. We have the top of funnel, which is our traffic. We bring in cold traffic. We warm them up, right? We nurture them. That's their nurturing mechanism. And then the conversion mechanism, which is a sales conversation. We delegate that to a setter or closer. Once you're scaling, if you want to scale, create leverage, you need a team, automate with content and delegate with editors, and boom. How do we delegate and automate all of our traffic? By running ads. It's not a matter of do ads work? It's a matter of how well you can make ads work. In marketing, right, it's just making yourself findable to the people who already want to buy what you have to offer. There are thousands of people who want to buy what you have to offer. They just don't know that you exist. And leveraging only organic is no way of systematically or no way of automating that process because you just don't know. You can't bet on it going viral. But when you put money into ads, you can literally bet on yourself. So that's the way that it works. As we go down here, what are the different types of follower ads that we can have? Well, we create 3 different types of ads, right? We create value-based ads, we create credibility-based ads, and educational-based ad creatives. These 3, really what we're doing is we're creating a new way. So what I'll do in this case is instead of, like I said, do not say, hey, are you an online coach? I would say something along the lines of I would say something along the lines of this. You got to 21K with no ads and no systems, but now you have no business leverage and you're tired of working 12-hour days. Boom. That's a pain point. That got your attention right there. That's what I'm calling out right here. Those are the value-based, and then I would provide value on how to not do that, how to solve that problem, right? Another example, if your coach looking for, boom, wrong way. No, we don't want to do that. But rather, you've hit 11K in your coaching running ads, but leads come in cold, low intent, and barely reply. Here's why. Boom. That's where you provide the value. Credibility is more so testimonials, social proof, right? So I would say something along the lines, right? In 45 days, we scaled Eric to 45K running the IG acquisition funnel. Here's how. Maybe a testimonial of what he's done, some screenshots, some social proof. That's how we run that one right there. And educational based is our Miro videos. These Miro videos are so educational based because I'm teaching you something that you can actually go and implement. This is what makes us so unique, that we give out the value. We give it all away. The system is like, I have no problem giving you the information. We have tons of other implementation factors and systems that you won't be able to get your hands on until you come with me. And I give it to you because I do want to help you. I do want to serve you. In any way that I can, I literally give out the entire sauce. And only a select few people who are really qualified to be able to work with us get to really get the implementation from us. But again, educational based right here. We get educational based ones. And what I do is I will throw rocks at the enemy. You have to have an enemy. So I always see this between ads people and people who run only organic, right? Hey, like you're burning money on ads, and the ads people will say, hey, like cold outreach, organic systems do not work. What we've done, what makes us so unique is we throw rocks at both of them. Why? Because we actually implement both together. We run ads, and I also leverage my competitor's ad spend to create a system to literally reach out to hundreds of people every single week, week after week, thousands of people on autopilot, and it produces results. We have anywhere between a 30 to 50% conversion on those into a DM, into booking them into a call off of cold outreach. Cold outreach works. You just got to know how to actually leverage it. But when you do this, you actually target the emotional and the psychological system, right? So these are emotional and psychological. Remember that if you're B2B people buy based on logic. B2C for the most part is based on emotion, right? But when you can get both of those in there, now you're in good shape. How do we do this? Well, again, we create content that is relatable. We create content that converts, and we create content that builds trust. Building trust, relatable content, and conversion content is how you produce sales. How do we do this? Video ads, story ads, and carousel ads. So our video ads will be something along the lines of this. Take a look at some of our ads right here. We got hundreds of people liking this ad. We got 742 people liking this ad over here. And all of these ads are producing hundreds and thousands of followers for us, right? At only 40 cents or below, 40 cents or below. And I'm going to show you the actual metrics of our ads so that you can take a look at that. But even these right here that are more niche down are still producing hundreds of likes. Of course, you're going to get some comments like this. It's kind of funny, right? When you start doing something that is out of the ordinary to become extraordinary, the ordinary people will come at you. But it's part of the game. If you can't handle it, if you can't handle a couple comments, then you should not be building a business. That's for sure. Credibility. Look, we will have posts like this. Our 8-figure entrepreneur right here, Max, school games winner, and Logan, who's literally done billions of views. This is him with Ty Lopez, and he's helping him in regards to that. So like, we'll have these credibility social proofs so that people know, it's like, dang, who is this guy? Like, who is this guy that's actually like connecting with these people and meeting with them? This was on a podcast. This was, I was working with Mike within itself. This was me with Max on an actual call, and that's what the video is all about. So that it provides that credibility right there. Educational based content. These are our Miro videos. That's for the video ads. Now for the story ads, what you want to do is you want to create stories like this, value-based content. So I'm giving out game. How this ad has changed everything, right? 139 DMs at only $5.88. Let's say it was $100, 100 DMs. You think that if you have a really bad conversion rate, which is 10%, you converted 10% of those, that's 10 clients at a very low high ticket, barely making it to the high ticket offer, 3K. That's 30K per month. That's how simple it is. Value-based content, what we're doing, how our system is doing that for people. We post that as story ads and it starts to get conversion. We run those as followers, or like DM me the word XYZ, DM me the word assets, DM me the word info. And that's how we start getting DMs as well. We run this as well. Credibility, what our clients are doing. Again, what our clients are doing. Again, there's another example of 27K collected, what our clients are doing right there. Educational based content. We actually give out our systems, right? We even run it toward a YouTube video, giving out our systems, or we're just giving out game, right? And then putting something at the bottom here like follow for more, and realize that these are just stories that we're posting every day, but you can convert any one of those stories into an ad and get more attention to your Instagram funnel, which ultimately is how you acquire clients. That's why it's the IG acquisition funnel. Carousels, I'm not going to get into that one right now because typically we want to do that as you start advancing in your journey and are actually signing clients, because those are more niche down micro ICP. So scripting those ads, I'm not going to get into that as well either, but I'm going to give you some examples on how you can script them. Here's a couple: value driven, credibility, how we actually do that. It's all literally systemized so that our content marketing manager has all of this and producing that leverage for me as a business owner. Scripting ads right here. I'll give you a few examples so that you can literally go and script some right now. A video ad. Record this, get this edited, and literally post it. Go and post it. Take action on this video. If you post it, which I'm going to show you in the Ads Manager, what marketing agencies charge thousands of dollars, I'm going to give it to you for free. If you post this, you will begin to get clients today. Like, you will begin to get followers, ICP followers that turn into clients. I know that you will. Just take the action that is required. So like, let me give you an example for coaches. We actually, this is what I actually recorded here in the last couple of days. We're always creating new creatives, but look, here's a hook. You're an online coach doing 21K per month. Your online coaching business doing 21K per month does not need more leads. You need a proper acquisition system. Boom. Throwing rocks, breaking limiting beliefs, because everybody thinks that they need more leads, but no, really what you need is a system, because the system produces leads. Like, you think that you need to go find more leads. No, you just need a system, run the play, and leads come to you. It makes no sense for you to stay stuck at 21K when you can implement our system to bring in boom, boom, boom right here. So that's it. Here's the game for you. You want to create different creatives, right? So you want to go and have, we're gonna break this down. It's gonna be 1, 2, 3 ad sets, 3 ad sets. Excuse my writing here. Pen is not working very well. 3 ad sets per campaign level, and each one of those is gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minimum 5 different creatives. What are the 5 different creatives? Well, you just have 5 different hooks. And if you really want to maximize this, you would have 10 different creatives. So you would have 5 hooks right here and 2 different bodies. Body number 1, body number 2. In your editor, you would just simply tell them to mix and match. So it's not like you have to create 10 different videos. Just record 5 different hooks. 5 different hooks, 2 different bodies, and then you mix and match. If your editor is good, of course, you should have a good editor. You mix and match with these right here so that you literally have 10 different creatives. And that's how you maximize on ads, by testing. People think that ads don't work. It's just you have not tested enough. So here's a body that you can replicate yourself. Make it your own. Of course, just don't copy the exact same thing, because you just become another version of me. Like, you don't want to do that. You want to be unique. Create in the image of God. You have your unique area of expertise, your unique way of explaining things. But here's body number 1. I'll give them a hook. And then I'll start talking about the pains. This is where you start talking about pains. This is the game changer right here. Like, when you start talking to them about their pains, you will help them resonate with you at a very, very, very deep level, because they'll feel like you know exactly what they need. And when you can describe their problems better than they can, they by default think that you have a better solution. So this is what we talk about, their pains, And then as you go down, you give them that invitation. So it'll be 3 pains, 3 of the biggest pains. You're not attracting the right ICP, et cetera, et cetera. You could read through that, take a screenshot, maybe pause the video. And then here's my CTA right in the middle of that. Follow me for IG acquisition funnel to see how our clients fix all 3. See, when I invite people to follow me, it's not just how it used to be. You probably heard this. Follow me on my Instagram, scroll through my past content, et cetera, et cetera. No, it's like give them value. What I do is follow me for my free IG acquisition funnel. I'm going to send you over how to get 100 automated DMs qualified, systemize your nurturing that warms them up, and data tracking tools I will send right over to you for 10x ROAS on your ads. I'm giving them value. And then again, at the end, I end it with testimonials. This system has been proven. Noah scaled to 15K, Eric scaled to 35K. And a brand new offer, we did 50K in 50 days through our IG acquisition funnel. Hit the follow again, and with another CTA, close it off with that CTA. Hit the follow for this, all of this for free. Take a screenshot of those right there. Use those to literally create your ads right now. But remember, we want to do 5 to 10 total. 5 being you only use one body, 10 being you use 2 different bodies. And what you're changing, the only thing that you're changing is the hooks. Boom, that's that right there. That's for the scripting. Now launching your ads. Again, marketing agencies charge you thousands of dollars to do this right here. You don't have to pay them a retainer. You don't have to pay a marketing agency. In fact, if you're a coach, consultant, or even an agency owner right now within yourself, you should be running your own ads, or at least having that understanding, knowledge, and wisdom so that you can maximize for your ads, because nobody knows your company better than yourself. And what better can it be than for you to actually learn the skill set, teach one of your team members whom you trust, who knows your vision, who knows what your company values and culture is, and they can create something that really aligns to you so that you attract the right ICP. Marketing agencies don't do that. They just want the money that you're going to provide them, but they really don't care about your company that much. At least not most of them, right? I can't speak for all of them, but that's just the truth. Ad campaign. Why would you go with boosting versus business manager? You wouldn't. Do not boost. Do not boost. That does not work. What you want to do is launch it in your business manager. Why? Because it creates a pixel, more options to make it custom, a tailored target ICP. You can launch multiple ad sets and creatives all at once. Maximize on testing, tracking, and scaling. You want to scale these ads. They're going to work so well that you want to learn how to actually track them and scale. What are we going to do? We're going to create, there's 3 ways of doing it. You can create a custom audience, an interest-based audience, for instance, entrepreneurship or lead generation, digital advertising. And again, I'm going to give you the entire play on which ones you should run depending on your niche. And a lookalike audience. You would only do a lookalike audience if you have thousands of ICP followers. And no, I said ICP followers, because if you have thousands of followers that are not your ideal client profile, then there's no point. There's literally no point in you running a lookalike audience, because Facebook is going to get people like your followers. And if those people are not nurtured, or they're actually people who would one day could buy your program, they could actually come into your program because you can help them, well, then you don't want to run that. Custom audience would be based on like IG followers and engagements, or people that you're DMing, which is mostly for our retargeting ads. But you're starting from scratch. You want to launch your follower ad. How would you do it? Well, we leverage a 1-3-10 strategy profile plus story ads. What do I mean by 1-3-10? 1 campaign, 3 ad sets, and 10 different creatives, like I just mentioned to you right above. Once you got your video recorded, it's been edited. How do you publish this? Well, you're going to go into the ad campaign setup. You're going to optimize for traffic, because you're bringing traffic into your Instagram. You don't want to do any of these. This is for the DM one, which is another video. I'm not going to explain that right now. Traffic, you don't want to do leads, no app promotions, sales. You're going to hit continue on that. As you move forward, select manual traffic campaign, right? Because you want to have full control of your ad creatives, ad sets. I'm going to teach you how to actually track for them. Campaign name. We're still in that campaign name. I guess that's a replicate right there. To explain this, how do I actually name these? I name this like my IG follower ad. I'll include the type and then the date, right? By type, I mean, is it a carousel? Is it a micro niche real ad campaign? Or is it just a value-based or credibility? That's how I do it. I go in that level right here. I'm going to select ad set budget, uncheck this right here. It will typically be checked, uncheck it. That's all you do in the campaign level. You move on to the next part, which is the ad set level. This is where we optimize for conversion, right? Because we can select custom interest groups. What we'll do here, and how I name it, is target audience and then social days. So I'll put like IG 180 days or things of that nature. But really, the biggest thing that you want to do, Sometimes you don't even have to include that, just a target audience. What do I mean by that? Is this, like I said, we're going to target 3 different audiences, and I'm going to break them all down. But just to let you know, one of them is broad, one of them is a specific niche interest, just one, and then one of them is multiple interests. So that's what I would put here. So I would put either broad or multiple interests or a specific niche. So like in my case, it would be like entrepreneurship is one of the interest groups that I use. Boom, you're gonna go down. You're gonna select Instagram or Facebook because we're sending people to our Instagram. And here are the different types of groups that I was talking to you about right now. The broad audience would be, we'll go down there right now in just a bit. But broad audience, what I'll do is I will select still very broad, but I will select an age group, 20 to 40, because that's where my ICP people fall under, and still millions of people. I will still select men because that is my ICP. Not that I can't help women, but I find that for my industry, really, when I target men, those are the people who are coming in and engaging with these type of creatives. So I'm going to target men. If you only help women, select women. If you only help men, select men. If you help both, you can leave both, or you can, like myself, pick one for maximum conversion. Creating a custom audience. How would you create a custom audience? If you wanted to create a custom audience, this is really more so for retargeting ads. You would go down at the bottom of the page in that same ad set page. So the first one is the campaign level, the second one is the ad set, and then the third one would be your creatives. You would simply go where it says custom audience, create new. You go down, you select custom audience, not lookalike. Lookalike would be over here, number 3, custom audience, and then you would select your Instagram account. This is how you retarget again. Boom, you would go down here and you would select, make sure that your IG is selected. In the events, you can select whatever event that you want. There's a drop-down menu with a few different events. It could be DMs, or it could be engagement, or it could be followers. Depending on where you're at with your IG, this is what I recommend for everybody to select, because with your follower ad, you're going to get hundreds of people who come check out your profile. I would select people who have engaged with your professional account in the last 180 days. You title it that and create that audience. Boom, simple as that. Creating a lookalike audience, again, this is only if you have thousands of followers. You know, I would say at least 1,000 of followers that you know for a fact that are your ICP. If you've been building out your brand for quite some time, that might be the case. Here you would select lookalike audience instead. You go down, you want to select here a different specific percentage. You would select your lookalike audience based on your followers or engagement, things of that nature, right? Create source, custom audience. In this case, it would be Instagram account, and then you would title it IG lookalike engagement 180 days, people who have engaged with your professional account. Again, if you are a B2B, you want to select anywhere between 1 to 3%. If you are B2C, it would be anywhere between 7 to 10%. But that is it right there. Once you got that finalized right there, those interest groups, right, I'm going to explain to you what you're going to do. Remember, we're right here. We kind of jumped the gun here a little bit, but go back to the original. You're in the ad set. You've put the target audience. You've now put Instagram. You're moving over here and you selected your Instagram profile. You want to deselect this because we're not running these ads to Facebook. We're sticking on the Instagram platform. You want to select at least $20 per ad set. I would say minimum, you got to do $10 minimum. But I would say, depending on your budget, like for instance, when you put $10 here or $20, what's going to happen is every one of those ad sets is going to take $20. Your broad, your one interest, and your multiple interests. So if you put $20 here, what you're going to end up doing is actually be spending $60 total. So if you only want to spend $30, you would put 10 here, right? Because this ad set would take up 10, and the next 2 ad sets that we're going to create would also take up 10. Boom. This would be the day. I would personally just make it the next day and then start it at midnight. You're going to go and switch back to original audience. Once you select the original audience, you would go here and select manual placements. Why? Because you want to control where these ad creatives are going. Again, we only want to run story, reels, Instagram profile reels, and Instagram reels and stories, because we're not sending them to Facebook. We're not sending messengers. We're only wanting to send this ad creative where people are at, reels and stories. That's where you're going to maximize for conversion. Otherwise, it's going to mess everything up. So just keep it at that. Boom, that happens. I should have gone in that order, right? So from here is where you would go into the different types of interest base. Really, You want to just focus on broad, a one interest, and then a multiple interest. How will we do this? Well, this is how it should look, right? We're going to create a custom interest right here. And these are for niche focus interests, right? So remember, this ad set is going to be broad. You select broad, and then you're going to create another interest, right? And then you're going to create a multiple interest. So here's the interest that you should be using depending on your niche. If you are in an online, making money online info business, what I personally do, and it's worked the best, I select broad, I duplicate that asset, and then I select one where it's only entrepreneurship. I duplicate again back to the broad one so that the entrepreneur one is out, and then I would select a multiple interest group right there. If you're in coaching, digital marketing, for the multiple interest, this is what you should select: coaching, entrepreneurship, digital marketing, online advertising. If you're in the sales, marketing, lead generation, lead gen, sales, online advertising, social marketing would be the interest group. And remember, always select interest. Like, you don't want to select, I believe that there's like job titles and things of that nature. No, you only want to select interest. Right here, if you're in a firm, corporation, you want to select carpentry, law, lawyer. If you're in the law, legal services, and realtor and roofing contractor. If you are in the health and fitness, healthy lifestyles, Pilates is actually performing really, really well. Vitamins and nutritional supplements, physical exercise. If you are in the mindset and human, if you help people with mindset or any sort of beliefs or anxiety or depression or things of that nature, human nutrition, meditation, physical exercise, weight training, those are the best interest groups that you want to select when selecting that interest in the targeting campaign. Once you've selected that, we go on over here into your creative setup launch. It should look something like this. One ad set right here, two ad sets, and three ad sets. So for me, it's my broad interest, which is I just literally select an age group and a gender, and I let Facebook and Instagram do its thing. Entrepreneur interest, where I only select entrepreneurship as an interest. That's my one interest selection. And then a multiple interest, where in my case, I do online advertising, digital advertising, content marketing, and like lead generation, one of those right there. And I'll test that on the multiple interest. Yours should look something like that as well. You should always have the broad one. You should always have a one interest, whatever that may be for you. Like, select the biggest interest group. If you're in health and wellness, or fitness, one group where you find your clients based on this groups that I told you, and then multiple interests. You're going to name out a few just to have 3 different ad sets that are being tested. Once that is done, you would then go into, well, this is the creative part already. This is what you should see on the creative side, the third page on the Facebook Ads Manager. Right here, you're going to select single image or video. I would deselect this part right here so that your ads don't appear with other ones. But you're going to select single image or video unless you're creating the carousel. But we didn't cover the carousel, so just for now, single image or video. Here, the primary text, you want to use a hook. You want to use some value and a description. You want to talk to your ICP. In my case, what I like to put here on the primary text is actually follow, and then I'll put my username on Instagram. Follow, boom, to scale to 100K per month, leveraging this, something like that, right? So I would use a hook, and in my hook, I would put follow so that people could literally just click on it. And here, tracking metrics, we would deselect this. We don't want to put any of those right now because I'm going to actually give you the entire tracking system right here. Publish. You publish that, you will begin to get followers and ICP leads as of right now, like today. People do this. People watch my trainings, even YouTube trainings, they publish it and they start to get so many leads. How do you track for this? Well, here you may be asking yourself, like, how and when do I make adjustments to an ad based on what metrics? How do I even track to see which ads are performing well? How do I track which ad is bringing me follows? How do I disperse my budget? I'm going to answer all those questions right now. If you're in a B2B, this is how you track right now. Profile visits, you should get profile visits for under 35 seconds. Follower costs $1 to $6. Qualified follower $3 to $10. 25% of those followers should be ICP followers. If not, you need to switch up your creative. You're not attracting and talking to that right person. And really, when I mean switch up, it's probably your hook and then the pains that you're describing. You're attracting the wrong person. Fix your hook, fix the pains, and everything else will start running smoothly. Conversation cost, you should have DM conversations between $6 to $20. I even got it to like $5, as you saw in our ad right there. For like $5, we got over 139 messages. Reach out to all your followers. 50% will respond, 50% won't. It's just, again, it's metrics, it's tracking data. So don't be discouraged when somebody follows you but they don't respond. Guess what? They're in your ecosystem. You will retarget them. Just play the game. Appointment booking rate, you should get book calls for $40 to $100, even less than that. That's just a average ratio right there. But this is much better than $300 for a VSL funnel, right? Plus, these people are actually nurtured by all of our middle funnel content. So they're actually converting. 80% of the conversion has been done. 12.5% to 30% booking rate from all these people. So if you get 100, that means you're booking 30 appointments. That's pretty solid because you're going to get hundreds of people who come in. Show up rate, $70 to $140 spend maximum, right? And I'm telling you, you can get this much lower. These are just average ratios. 60% minimum will show up. 60% minimum to 90% will show up. Your closing rate should be a 10% minimum at a 50% close rate. If you have 140, worst case scenario, $140 per call, 10% show rate, $1,400 to acquire the client with a 3K offer, very bare minimum, you're still making 1.6 profit. Like, this is the beauty of this. And B2C, everything is the same. The only thing that you will be getting probably is much cheaper. Not much, probably like 5 to 10 cents. You could get this. We've gotten all the way to like 17 cents, but you literally can get people to come check out your profile for a couple cents and they come into your IG acquisition funnel. So that's that right there. Here's how you scale. If your ROAS is above 10%, increase your spend by 3x. If your ROAS is above 4x, then increase your spend by 2x. If your ROAS is above 3 to 4%, well, then some of your components in your business have not been fully optimized, such as your nurturing middle funnel content, your appointment setting, or your sales process, which is your bottom of funnel, and needs to be dialed in. If your ROAS is not at least 2x, then just turn off the entire campaign, create new creatives, because you're not doing the creative part and actually launching the right people, getting the right people. You should literally maximize. This is how you do it right there for you to be able to convert those. And how do you actually track this? Well, you can literally go into your follows on your Instagram and you can see how many people come in from each specific reel. You can click on it and see that. Also in your ads manager, there's columns, and this is how I set it up right here. Link clicks, link clicks, click-through rate, boom, CPC, cost per result, results. And if you go into the IG profile visits right here where it says how many profile visits you got, you can see in this case, if you hover over that right there, we literally got 40 followers from that, 15 DMs, ICP DMs right here from this specific one. It's only been 600 profile visits thus far, as we had just launched that right there. This one over here, 1,300 visits. It got 31 Instagram follows. So you can see the process, 6 messages started right there. And again, all of this, you can automate this. We automate this to our tracking sheet, our entire tracking sheet right there. So we know how much we spent, how many follows, cost per follows, new convos, follow-ups, book calls, etc., etc. If you're not tracking, you will not scale because there's no leverage that you can create when you don't know your numbers. IG messages, you can literally see from this specific one, later data, right? Total messages, 79 messages from people visiting my profile. So that is that right there. And again, when you do this, the 4 components to scaling your business is your offer. Your offer needs to be dialed in. Your acquisition, which is what I just shared. Your sales, your fulfillment. If you only give 70% of that into your offer, like it's 70% optimized, guess what's going to happen? It just starts to leak. Your acquisition becomes 50. Then your appointment setting, your sales team is like, these are terrible leads. And now you're getting people and clients, but fulfillment, it's tough. It's terrible. Why? Because you didn't attract the right person into your program. So again, go and implement this right now. Script your ad, launch your ad, use the tracking that I just shared with you right there. There's no reason why your calendar should not be booked, why your Instagram should not look like this every single day, and while spending just a couple $100 cannot generate this amount of revenue for you as well. God bless you. Go and implement this right now. If you need help, book a call below. We'll literally give you the entire Miro board. We'll give you the entire system. We'll even help you script your ads on that call so that you can leave with value. But again, only book the call if you're interested in actually implementing this within itself. If you're serious, probably not curious about actually investing into yourself, into your business. At this point, you watched all of this. You know that we can help you. God bless you. May the kingdom of heaven be in your mind and your heart and your soul, because that's honestly all that matters. All of this will be burnt up, but the kingdom of heaven is forever. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. We'll see you here in the next couple videos.